Next with us on dais, we would have Dr. Velumani, the chairman of ThyroCare. Dr. Velumani was not in our original schedule. Public demanded he should speak as he gave good tip on how to make money without money. So I request Velumani to come to the dais and share this beautiful tip with us again, because this was a tip that he gave at yesterday's life science track. Velumani, a BARC scientist, started ThyroCare with his provident fund accumulation of rupees 2 lakhs. ThyroCare is today an enterprise with a value of rupees 2,000 crores. And now I'd like to welcome him. Thank you for coming, sir.
I am still gasping. That was Dr. Lala's way of taking us ahead and to reach to the summit. And let us come down to the ground. I must tell you, business also has equal challenges, equal thrills. It's good that we started the day and we had something where he ended telling that it is not that you have scaled the summit is something to call as a miracle. It's the courage to take the first step. I wish to take you through a small journey, not certainly anywhere closer to ever rest. It was never rest. In business, once you have jumped in, one thing you could never just do is rest. It has got enough reason to be in, and never you can come out of it. This is a small village in Coimbatore. I have made that MBA a bit bolder because that is the only MBA I can claim I have. Villages are true universities. You see everything scarce, all resources scarce, and you learn every resource management only in a village. 100% practicals and no theory, and you come up with a lot of solutions. Mind you, lives, you are successful only if you have solved problems. And when you are in a village, you will have enough to solve. And rich children find it difficult to solve problems because they were not given enough problems. Please make sure problems are enough given to the youngsters. Laptop is stuck. I need not get stuck. So that was the village, and I had to study. In spite of my father did not like me to study. It's a landless farmer's family. Hardly there was any resource. So my father wanted me to work in the field. I wanted to study. And only incentive what made me to keep studying? In villages, all graduates get fair girls to marry. And I was not interested in anything else. So I kept on insisting that I should go to school. And then midday meal scheme was there, fortunately. I thank governments of South India who continuously help children to continue to their schooling. And there was no parent-teacher associations. My father never had come to the school. And I must tell you, the village was a wonderful place to live. I did my graduation against all odds, chemistry, maths, physics, with maths as my major subject. Afterwards, in Coimbatore streets, I asked for a job. Mind you, I failed in 50 interviews. I was not worth for an employment according to entrepreneurs. Largely, interviews were held by watchmen. And if I happened to meet one graduate who interviewing me, he had the audacity to ask me all the time, do you have an experience? But had I known which medical store experience is available, I would have purchased a capsule and had it. And I must tell you, it was very frustrating. I think this is something which I wanted all of you to see. This is not a school which the current generation would like their children to go. To come up in life, first one should sit down. जो कभी नीचे बैठा ही नहीं है, वो कभी ऊपर आ ही नहीं पाएगा. This is how I looked at life. I said about this, and 150 rupees was my first salary in 1978. 79 was 175, then 200, then 225. Had I continued in the same job, today my salary would have been 1,000 rupees per month. Fortunately, that company was closed down. In life, either you can discuss or decide, you can't do both. Many try to do both. It's impossible. I left home without discussing with my father. If had I discussed with my father would have loved to have me in Coimbatore. But then I took a decision to go, so I did not discuss. I took a ticket and showed to him. I got married in 1986, and I did not tell my mother. All of you must be concluding that it was a love marriage. But actually, my father-in-law loved me. He persuaded me 3-4 times, and I felt I must seriously consider. And I requested, can I talk to my would-be wife for an hour? He was a bit reluctant, but since he was in Bombay, he agreed for it. I went to her office. It was a 60 minutes of talk. 55 minutes I talked, and 5 minutes there was an absolute silence. I don't think you need to look in for anything else to get married. And today I'm very happily married man. In 1986, I was working in government as a gazetted officer. And one fine day, I felt I should not continue that, and I resigned without telling my wife. Night 2 o'clock, I was not able to sleep. My wife asked me a question, why you haven't slept? I said I have resigned, because you can't tell a lie. You can hide the fact for some time. When I said I have resigned, she got up and she sat in the bed, and 30 seconds silence was there. Then she asked me, can I also resign my job? She was in State Bank of India, and I was in Baba Atomic Research Center. You can imagine how comfortable life was. Son was 5 years, daughter was 3 years, and my wife is asking. I took a decision to resign because my wife is working. And in the middle of the night, my wife is throwing a challenge. What happens if I also don't go? That challenged me a lot. And just I told her, good, you also don't go. साथ जिएंगे, साथ मरेंगे. She never went back to bank, and I never went back anywhere else. I think that was a point I want all entrepreneurs to keep in their mind. You need to have courage. When Dr. Lalla showed, it's the courage of taking the first step. The rest is almost happening as long as you have got a stamina. A gazetted officer, I was a mathematics man. When I went into BRC interview, I was asked a question, where is thyroid, and did not know where is thyroid, and did not want to tell the thyroid is here. Within 10 years, I did a PhD in thyroid, and within another 10 years, I made ThyroCare as the world's largest thyroid testing laboratory. So this was something I want all of you to keep in your mind. Don't do what you learned. You will only survive. If you want to succeed in life, just change the field. There is a likelihood you will do it very big. So it was a 14 years of stipend. You must be wondering which university or college can give 14 years of stipend. If you learn more and work less, it is stipend. And if you work more and if you learn little, it is salary. For me, lifelong it is stipend because I always keep learning. Please keep learning. Never give up learning. Many think that after getting a job, it's all over. They will not like to look at the book. Continue to learn. Act poor. Many do it other way. They act rich. Acting rich is riskiest in the life, and acting poor is the safest. Lived frugal. In my 14 years of BRC life, I lived frugal, so much so, on the day of resigning, I had 100 months of requirement for my family, and I can afford to gamble. Please note, every step in that Everest always had something to support, fall back. And in business also, you need to have it. You can't just climb Everest with nothing around. Lucky for me, in 1995, when I started business, web server started working. Before that, there was no web server. Then air cargo started accepting specimen. Emails, username, password came in only in 1995. Barcodes usage, machines and computers started understanding, and a bidirectional understanding interaction was possible. It looked like God was waiting until I started my business. I'm happy that when I started, all these things together started. Profits are everywhere. Pricing is just a philosophy. I priced thyroid at $2. Market was charging $25 in India. Globally, it is $100. I don't know where from I got a courage. I priced it at $2. Many ask me, what is the single largest mistake you have done in your business? That is pricing it at $2. That single mistake made me the richest man in this diagnostic segment. Please do good mistakes. This photograph is not mine, not my father, not my children. But I love this photograph because nowadays I stay in 5-star hotel and I'm unable to sleep. And I get up and look at this, how blissfully these children are sleeping. And if your cost of goods are high, no one is going to pay. This is normal business. I'm sure for entrepreneurs, this is to be kept in mind. Those days there was no Bill Gates, there was no Windows. I had a presentation in an overhead projector. I want you to have a look at it seriously. The body is 100 kilograms. I didn't use the entire body. I just took a 15-gram gland which is there in the neck, and I had dreamt of 1,000 crore. Mind you, every part of the body, each of them have a similar ratio of revenue. Entrepreneurs sitting there start focusing, please. Late, because there are only 4 major operators in the country. I was the last one to come in, and in one Rajini's picture, he was asked, Rajini, are you late? He said, no, I'm the latest. So my brand is the latest into this business, a brand built around a gland. This is a 15-gram gland, and I could build a brand around it. It's not just a company. I focused. Every businessman has to focus. What is the focus? Even in diagnosis, it's not healthcare. It's not entire diagnosis. It's only a laboratory diagnosis. In laboratory diagnosis also, there are diseases and there are disorders. I focused only on disorders. The focus makes it very different. Concept. Concept is a single laboratory for a billion population. Our laboratory in Navi Mumbai gets specimen from all over the country. First time someone felt that all the specimen, country is a village. Country is local. You can get all the specimen to Mumbai by an aircraft every night before the midnight. Then quality, cost, speed, without which I don't think anybody can do business. The last word here, lean, is very important. Businesses fail not because you have priced the selling price low. It is because you could not keep the business lean, cost lean. I'm a mathematician. I love to tell that mathematics is the mother of all sciences. And then I could understand numerical pathology much early and much better. You must be wondering what is numerical pathology. If a mathematician does a pathology, it's numerical pathology. It is nothing but a number reported from an analyzer. Subjective pathology is an opinion. I am not giving opinion. I am giving numbers. Just it is like this. Masala dosa is not available in McDonald's. McDonald's has something to offer. And I could very clearly see this is scalable. This can get volume. That is what I said. And the last line is very important. Focus in processing. This business has 2 verticals. One is procuring, another is processing. I don't procure. Procuring job is given to agencies and contract. I sit in a corner and sit on processing. Of course, you lose a lot of revenue in giving it as a contract. Don't worry about what others make. Just focus on what you can make. And then overnight processing. You know, newspapers, they don't print news in the day. They collect the news in the day. They print the news in the night. So I started thinking, why laboratories have to do the testing in the day? Why not we collect the specimen in the day, process in the night? And this has worked out very great. This is my own punchlines. Take less to get more. And if you take more, you will only get less. Don't copy the neighbor. Every businessman failed if you see he has copied the neighbor. The one who has not copied the neighbor would rarely fail. Resist temptation. There are only two kinds of outcome. Either you have succeeded or you got tempted. And if you get tempted, it's very difficult to succeed. And then learn to reset. There are mistakes everywhere. Every day you may make some mistakes. You must know how to reset it. This is first of its kind pre-analytical automation. World's longest track of 158 meters. They are set by Siemens. And then to even open and close vials, we have an automation. 35,000 specimen a night, 150,000 tests a night, every night, same night, before midnight, only in night. This is something which I have stuck to. We don't do the testing in the daytime, and this has given us enormous comforts, enormous leanness in the business. 1,000 cities, 600 staff, and 98% freshers. You must be wondering why I have this many freshers. That is because when I was looking for a job in Coimbatore, I was kept on asked a question, do you have an experience? Do you have an experience? That time itself I felt I must only give opportunity to freshers. In fact, in our office, interviews are not there. Whoever comes, put them in the bottom of the pyramid. Let them climb up. My general manager, who is with us, came to me for the first job. So it's a very different organization. I want entrepreneurs to have a look at it. It was a 200 square feet garage rented in 1996. And today we own 200,000 square feet laboratory and additional 15 acres of land in Mumbai to make sure to the entire world we can serve from one single point. Many ask, where do you get money? I must tell you, I had a 1 lakh rupee provident fund, nothing else. I needed to buy 1 lakh rupee worth of machine. Mind you, this is an intelligent thinking. I will explain you how did it work. It is like someone has a high-end car, he doesn't have a driver, and he only drives twice in a month to daughter's place and comes back. He has a wonderful car. So I go and tell him, gentleman, you give me the car. Why only twice? Every time, wherever you want to go out, you tell me, I will come and drive you and go get you back. Please give the car to me. That machine which costed 100,000 rupees, 1 lakh rupee, I took from a pathologist telling him, I will get you the test free of cost, please give this machine. That machine could manage 100 samples. I spotted the next machine. I spotted dozen machines in the city to do 1,200 specimen a night. Until that time, I had enough money to invest on all automations. Please don't sit disgusted because you don't have money, and easiest way is to borrow. Please never do it, because once you borrow, you have already pressures on the business. This is thyronomics. I call it thyronomics because the volume and cost benefits are like this. And let me tell you how did all happen, and I don't want all of you to think that I'm a PC Sarkar. Reagent cost was $3. I sold the test for $2. Reagent cost is $3 when you purchase 100 tests a month. If you purchase 1,000, it is $2. If you purchase 10,000, it is $1.5. If you purchase 1,000, it is only $0.50. So today the reagent cost is only $0.50. And I must tell you, after 18 years, I discussed with my children, what do you want to do? We have become very rich. If we don't do anything, we will become very, very rich. We have to do something. And my daughter suggested, Dad, why do we collect $2? Why don't we come down to $1? From last December, we have brought down to $1. Not because market dictated. It is because you want to grow. Growth is life. Profit is not life. And I have made up my mind to do that. This is with Siemens, and we have a laboratory in Bahrain, and we have one in Bangladesh. And if McDonald's has come to India, we have to be there in US in another 5 years' time. Once I diluted 30% of my stock, I got money. I didn't want to dilute. I diluted. You know, you have to dilute when you don't have to dilute. So I diluted. I got cash, and I was wondering what to do. So I started another business called as nuclear. cancer diagnosis, and this needed cyclotrons and PET CTs. Cyclotron is 20 crores, PET CT is 8 crores, and it was sounding like toys to me. Initially, for 100,000, I was struggling. Today, I was telling my children, we don't have a car at home. So I tell my children, look, I can buy cyclotrons in a fraction of a second. But if you ask me to buy a car, it will take 6 months for me to say no. This is how we feel we are having a dream in cyclotrons, 16 cyclotrons in the country and 100 PET CTs. Think big. The previous speaker ended his last slide telling that, think big, think Everest. And this is nothing but thinking an Everest. World is charging $1,000 for PET CT. India is charging $500 for PET CT. And I have decided to charge only $150. I want you people to see there is a funnel here. And in this funnel, if you see the top end, it is an ordinary test we don't do. That is high volume, low value. The bottom portion is high value, low volume. So I have cut a slice in between. That is called, I call as focus, and no one dare to do it. Everyone is struggling from top to bottom, and you need to have courage to take decisions in business. And I just took it, and today I am lucky that I have got a wonderful business. In the nuclear business, once again, there is a funnel. The topmost is X-ray, ECG, which anybody can do. Next one is CT, MRI, many can do, but nuclear, not that many can do. I focused on that. This kind of focus is there whenever you take a business, you see what way you are different from the rest. If you copy the neighbor, you will become the neighbor. This is a pyramid. This pyramid has a lot of things to teach. The topmost portion is the place where competition is focusing. The next is where we are focusing. Of course, below poverty line, there is nothing in healthcare truly you can do. You can't serve to more than one slice in this population. Each brand has to think properly. Am I reaching to the top, or am I in the bottom, or am I in the middle? By any chance, if you are confused, your business is not going to be successful. You need to target to a particular slice. Many are wondering what Dr. Veluman decides to do, what he refuses to do. All by mathematics. There are curves here which shows x-axis is volume, number of tests per day. Y-axis cost per test. And if you see some tests don't become cheaper because of volume, I don't do those tests. All those tests which become very cheap, I pick it up because it helps to scale up and bring down the cost and create a difference. This slide I want entrepreneurs to have a look at. This is my value, my intellectual, my businesses, my family, my entire thing. In 1995, I was worth only 1 crore because I was already a gazetted officer, married a State Bank of India employee. So it was worth 1 crore rupee. Then I started a business, added one more zero. Then every 5 years, I have added one more zero. Today, I am between 2010 and 2014, going in this particular slice bit late, but I have a reason to believe if I live for another 15 years, I can dream for 3 zeros. It doesn't matter even if I achieve 2. Even if I achieve 1, what do I lose? I went in Jayanti Janata Express to Bombay without a ticket. Sorry, without a reservation. You don't get me wrong. Without a reservation. And then stayed in VT railway station for 3 nights. No friends there, nothing there. I don't think anything I have to lose. So I'm dreaming big. I want all of you to think something like this is worth keeping in your mind and proceeding. There are 2 kinds of people, one who sees the market, but other who sees the competition. The one who sees the market keeps grumbling, keeps crying. The other who sees the sees the competition is grumbling and crying. The one who sees the market is rejoicing. You have only 2 options in life to do. What is easy to do, another is what is right to do. Living in Coimbatore was easy to do, going to Bombay was right to do. Doing a government job is easy to do, resigning was something which was right to do. Today I talk philosophy because I am successful. I believe in winners may lose, but not those who make winners. जो जीता है, वो हार सकता है. जो जिताता है, वो कभी हारता नहीं है. जो खाता है, वो शायद भूखा मर सकता है. जो खिलाता है वो कभी भूखा नहीं मरता है. This is scaling up challenges. Country is very vast. Kerala is very different from Punjab. So is Bhubaneswar from Ahmedabad. And it's a very big challenge. From a village of Coimbatore where nothing other than Tamil and English is permitted, today I can speak 7 languages. So it was an ability to learn languages faster. Culture, please deculture. You yourself, if you don't have any culture, you will not find any culture troubling you. It is your culture which always is the block. When you do business all over the country, you have to have controls, otherwise efficiencies are lost and business profits are lost. Logistics, resources, trainings, you have to synchronize all. More than anything else, size can also intimidate you. You must see a photograph here. I like this photograph. This is not my photograph. This is not an Indian photograph. I think it's a Korean army. The CEO is just standing behind. He doesn't jump. No manager knows whether the CEO is jumping or not. And it is very, very interesting to make all of your managers to exactly follow what you dream. And if you can make it, it's a great success in your business. Of course, scaling up business needs visibility. These are all the factors for which you need to have money. And mind you, I had enough money. I did not want to dilute, but brand capital chased me, and brand capital asked me to take some money, and then I could dictate my terms to do that. And by the end of the day, I started releasing one full-page newspaper advertisement in Economic Times and Times of India. They themselves asked me, it is not a Toyota car. Please don't give a full-page advertisement. But then I splurged. I thought, let me exhaust the 25 crores within a year's period. And mind you, I didn't get any additional patient. But there was a long investor queue. All the investors have lined up. Anyhow, it is money. Client comes, it's money. Investor comes, it's money. I got it. If you want money, in the bracket I have put a girl, they would never give. Because had I gone to my father-in-law, he would have refused. Because he cited me and he wanted me, he had to walk 5-6 times. And if you say no, they would not allow you to sleep. No banker will allow you to sleep if he has come and asked you, and if you say, I don't want money. And I have thanked Brand Capital because that is the first party who trusted me, who saw me larger than what I am. And it's important, as much as my father-in-law felt I am a tall man, I thank Brand Capital too. That's it, 2 lakhs investment brings 200,000 lakhs. And I thank all of you. And before just, acknowledging me, please read there. Life is music. Music is life. The rest is all wife. And I have brought my wife here to know what I am talking. I am courageous. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. With your words of your experience and inspiration, we all know failure is a stepping stone to success, and there's no success without determination. Thank you so much. I now request CP Maman, Charter Member of TiE Kerala, to kindly present the memento to Dr. Velumani.
Her to come to the stage. I want to share with all of you something I very recently understood. I didn't ask my wife, where were you born? But today I must declare that she was born in Kochi. Her father was in Navy, and that posting was in Kochi. And I think she was born in Kochi, and I'm happy that I could come here along with her. And please consider her as an entrepreneur from Kochi. Yeah, there is a likelihood. She's there. Sumati is there. I told you to come. Come fast. Okay, I want to tell you before she reaches the stage, I have got few seconds to tell about my wife. You know, many of the entrepreneurs or MBA wrongly teach to MBA students, you must strike a balance between work and life. Before even getting a life, before even getting a work, they start learning. I got my business well. I had to balance between my work and life. So I requested my wife to come to the laboratory and live with me. So in the laboratory, my wife and two children, all four of us are living in the laboratory. The life is perfectly balanced. Please take all your spouse, all your children to your workplace, make a clean workplace, broadband connected, have a good car, go to the city, go to the mall, come back and sleep in your factory or sleep in your laboratory. It truly helps. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Ma'am, would you have to speak two words for us? എന്തെങ്കിലും പറയാൻ താല്പര്യമുണ്ടോ? Thank you so much. Thanks a lot for coming here.